Oh, baby. Man, yesterday was my birthday, and what a better birthday present than a Miami Heat win and a Miami Heat fight. Let's go. It's that time of year, just like Jimmy Butler said. What do you say? It's that time of year, or it's about that time, something like that. Good to get into a little fight. I've been in plenty of basketball fights. I got bans from a summer league once because I body slammed a kid, but he deserved it. He deserved it because he was playing dirty, and I choke slammed him, and I had to get escorted out by police. It was very bad, but he deserved it. And sometimes you gotta get into a nice little fight. Now, I thought the highlight of that game was going to be that poetic footwork that we saw by Jimmy Butler, but no. A whole fight broke out. I don't feel like editing all day. It's Saturday, so let's just get right to the nitty gritty and let's get to this fight. Okay. Here's the play. Now, we've all seen this. Zion gets the rebound. He's all mad that he's not getting calls. Steals it back from Jimmy. And now Kev intentionally fouls him. Now, let's pause it. First of all, this was not that hard of a foul from Kevin Love. Even Zion Williamson said after the game that he was not mad at Kevin Love.
I wasn't tripping about K-Love because he actually protected me on my fall. So
I think why he fell down and was down there with his hands on his head and all that stuff is because he was just probably A, exhausted, and B, frustrated. The Miami Heat, their defense gave him absolute hell all night. He ended up being, I think, 9 for 22. I think he was a minus 23 or something like that. Still had a pretty good stat line, but really, really tough defense against Zion Williamson last night. Pops right back up like that. So I think Najee Marshall, when he saw him laying on the ground like that, Najee Marshall must have thought that it was a dirty play or something like that. I also heard that Najee Marshall and Jimmy Butler were already jawing with each other on previous possessions, combined with the fact that Zion was already frustrated. So this all really started when Najee Marshall came running over here. If he never came running over here and shoved Kevin Love, none of these problems ever would have happened. So he comes over and shoves Kevin Love. You can see that right there. Jimmy Butler didn't like that, right? Now, you can see Jimmy right there. He shoves Najee Marshall out of the way. Now Najee Marshall didn't like that. Now what happens? Najee Marshall shoves Jimmy back. Right there. Now, that set off Jimmy. You could see right through Jimmy's posture right here. Look at the ref's face. And Kevin Love, look at Kevin Love's face. Kevin Love's like, dude, really? Like, why? To Najee Marshall, like, why are you getting that upset about the whole thing? Because even, like I said, even Zion Williamson was not upset with Kevin Love. Kevin Love's looking at Najee Marshall like, dude, you're being way too emotional about this. Jimmy is right now, you can tell by his posture, he's seeing red. Now we know the rest is history. And that's that. Okay. So, once again, none of this would have happened. Marshall shoves Kevin Love for no reason. Jimmy shoves him. He shoves Jimmy back. Jimmy sees red. Now, when Jimmy goes up to him, now, once again, should Jimmy have confronted him like this? You could argue no, but Jimmy got set off from that shove. When he shoved Kevin Love, then he shoved Jimmy. That set off Jimmy. You could see right here, Jimmy puts his hands on his chest right here. And then it kind of goes on up. See? Now right there. Okay. But once again, the line had already been crossed. Jimmy was going nuts at this point. When people are saying that Najee Marshall choked Jimmy, it wasn't that unprovoked. But once again, context. Why did Najee Marshall have to go inject himself in this whole play he had nothing to do with and go and shove Kevin Love and all that? So that's the argument from a biased Heat fan that I'm making. So Jimmy's hands up there, and then boom, you have this, and then the rest is history. Jaime's right in the mix. Shout out to Jaime. Shout out to Haywood. And of course, my man Duncan. Duncan just always wants all the smoke these days. He's going after Jay Crowder. He's going after Jaylen Brown. Now he's getting involved in this. So shout out to those guys. Look at Jaime. Look at Jaime right in there. Love it. Love it. Beautiful. This is great. Love it. Jose Alvarado and Thomas Bryant start getting into a whole little thing, and no one's even paying attention. Now keep your eye right around this area. It's hard to see, but you can see a hand go up. Are you ready? Boom, right there. And then things get crazy again. Now you have this whole fight break out. Now watch Alvarado. Here's Alvarado. Watch him. There's one part where he like jumps up in the air. It's so funny. Right there. Keep an eye on Bam right here. Bam's trying to get into the mix. And watch Bam throw this ref out of the way. Are you ready? Keep your eye right here now. Right. Boom. So, who knows what is going to happen with all the suspensions or whatever. Personally, I don't think anybody should be suspended. I grew up watching, Knicks Heat in the 90s. I grew up watching Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason. I grew up watching highlights of, Bill Laimbeer fighting Larry Bird. So none of this is that big a deal to me. I think the ejections were enough. I don't think anybody should get suspended. But once again, we live in a clown world. So you know who should get suspended? Everybody that played in that All-Star game. That's who should get suspensions. That's a whole other conversation. So we have a whole another angle here I found on Twitter. Let's slow this down. You have Thomas Bryant is right here. You have Jose Alvarado here, and this is that coach that's trying to kind of break them up. All right? It looks like it was kind of mutual, but right in here, that's Jose Alvarado's arm right here and hitting Thomas Bryant. And I think that might have been that flash where you can kind of see somebody's arm up there from the previous clip I showed. Now, if Thomas Bryant did something before this, I can't tell. It's kind of hard to see. Right here. Then the camera kind of goes weird, and then you see Jose's arm right there. Right? Now you have Thomas Bryant's arm right there. Now this is all, mind you, this is all happening very, very quickly. Then Jose, I don't know what this little slap thing, I don't know what this little thing you're trying to do is, but like, come on, bro, you're from Queens or Brooklyn. Like, no, nah, I don't know what this is. That's real fruity looking. Look at this. What are you doing? What is this? Come on, bro. Then he's behind the coach. Now he's backing up. Look how long Thomas Bryant. Look at how long Thomas Bryant's arm is. Oh my God, that is crazy. So he's backing up. Now the coach gets in the way. Now Jose comes back into the mix. And I think right here is when he jumps up onto the coach. Oh my God, Jose Alvarado, what are you doing? And then that gets all broken up. Now shout out to Jovic. He's right in the mix. I think he shoved. I think he shoves Valanciunas. Yeah, he tries to shove however you say his name, Valanciunas, whatever his name is. He shoves him out of the way. The funny thing, now keep an eye on this guy on the bottom right with the CJ McCollum jersey, because he starts getting up and throwing stuff. Now he throws another thing, falls down, gets back up. Security is like, come on, don't do that. And that was about it for that. Okay, so there's my very much not expert analysis of the whole brouhaha that took place. Now you might be asking yourself, who was the player of the game? Was it Bam for having that huge 12-point fourth quarter? Was it Jimmy for having an amazing game? No. It was the Heat fan wearing a Dwayne Wade jersey in the New Orleans Pelicans Smoothie Kings Palace Stadium thing, being escorted out, drink in hand, mystery yellow alcoholic beverage in hand, talking smack the entire way out. Heat legend. Shout out to that guy. That's awesome. And I got to be honest, too. I'm going to be fair here. Shout out to New Orleans Pelicans fans, man, because that game had a playoff atmosphere from start to finish. It was loud. It was intense. I don't know if it's because everybody had so much pent-up energy after the All-Star break, but that game just had an atmosphere for sure. And it was even before the fight, even leading up to the fight, and even the second, third quarter, that game was super intense. Okay, so that's it. I'm not going to go too into the nitty gritty of this game. Watch the highlights. I'll put a couple of pinned comment links to Brady Hawk's threads that he did. If you really want to get into some basketball nerd stuff, some really, really good breakdowns of different players and different plays throughout the game that were huge. I don't care about suspensions. I don't care about injuries. I don't care about ejections. What matters most is that the Heat right now are in the right place in here. They're locked in and they're mentally there in that right place where they need to be at this time of the year. We're 7-2 in our last 9, and the only 2 losses came against the 2 of the best teams in the league. The Clippers and the Celtics. Bucks blowout was great, followed up by that really, really nice Sixers win on a back-to-back with a bunch of guys out. I know the Sixers didn't have Embiid, but the Sixers played really, really hard that whole game. There was like 20-something lead changes. Really, really nice win going into the All-Star break. Last night's win was incredible. And shout out to the Miami Heat defense, man. I mean, Bam out here blocking Zion. Duncan out here blocking Zion. Jimmy's defense was incredible. Bam's help defense was incredible. Haywood, Jaime, Caleb, all just great on defense. I mean, everyone was great last night. Everyone was locked in. And another thing too, after the fight, besides 2 free throws, Zion did not score. After that fight, besides 2 free throws, we held the Pelicans to only 15 points in the fourth quarter and only 37 second half points. That is Miami Heat basketball right there. We have now beat the Pelicans, I think, 7 times in a row. I don't think they've beat us since like 2020 or something like that. Okay, so that's it. There's so much more to talk about. I do kind of want to break down this game because it was a phenomenal game, but like I said, go watch the Brady Hawk threads I'll have in there. It's my birthday weekend. I don't feel like editing all day today. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to a Miami Heat G League game tomorrow. Sioux Falls Skyforce versus Ontario Clippers. I will be courtside, boots on the ground, as Tobin would say, for all the hardcore Heat fans out there. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a, what's it called? A vlog, I think it's called. I think that's the correct terminology, a vlog. Maybe I'll do that, try to switch something up a little bit, try to get some cool footage for you guys. And that's about it, all right? And you got the Kings on Monday. All right, that's all.